Hey guys, today we're going to be making gluten-free cornbread. I used to fully depend on the box mix, but this is honestly so easy and so much better. So we're going to be having it alongside the cabbage vegetable stew that I had in a previous video, but this really goes great with so many different things. So we're going to start by melting our butter, our 6 tablespoons of dairy-free butter. I'm just getting my other ingredients ready. The big thing with melting the butter is you want to make sure that it's cool before you add your eggs. So I like to add my milk to that so it cools it down a little bit so the eggs don't get cooked right when you put it in. That's me just testing it really quick to double check that. And then you're going to add in 2 eggs and beat that all together so that it's just a nice consistency before you add in your dry ingredients. One thing that I didn't think of was it probably would have been good to add to the melted butter the honey that we're going to put in, because then it would just mix a little bit better after it gets a little melty. But every time I do this, I just forget. So this is the real deal, really how I make this. So that's me deciding that I need to warm up the honey just a little bit so that it comes out a little bit smoother. It did not help all that much. I'm not sure why, but I got about half a cup of honey, just really scraping it down in there to make sure that I get as much as possible in the cornbread, because that's honestly the good stuff. So that's all of our liquid ingredients all mixed in. Trying to get it really smooth so that the dry ingredients mix in even better. One thing in this recipe, I have polenta that I used, which is the same thing as cornmeal. It's just more coarse than regular cornmeal. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend going out and getting polenta versus cornmeal, but that's just what I had on hand. So that's what we're using to make this cornbread, because it's basically the same thing. It tastes a little different texture wise, but honestly it still was delicious and we ate the whole thing. So I added equal parts gluten-free flour and cornmeal, or polenta in my case, and I'm just getting that all mixed in with some salt and baking powder. That is gluten-free baking powder. And then I'm just going to grease my pan. I'm all out of spray, so I just kind of rub olive oil all around the edges to make sure it's nice and covered and comes out clean. And then that's honestly it. This takes like 5 minutes of prep time. The hardest part is honestly getting the honey to cooperate. The rest, you just kind of throw it all together. And then you let it bake. So I will say my little like 8x8 or 9x9 glass pan is maybe a little small for this recipe.
Hey Google,
if you have
set a timer for 20 minutes.
A little larger pan, not like a 9x13 or anything, this might cook a little bit better because mine just takes extra time. The recipe calls for 20 minutes of cook time, and I was closer to like 35 minutes of cook time, but look at that, it still comes out great. I just tested it with the toothpick to make sure that it is cooked all the way through in the middle, because that's always the hardest part. And then I'm serving up our leftover vegetable stew here. It is so much better the second time than it is the first time. And then we're gonna have some cornbread on the side, which is just perfect for this absolutely freezing weather we've been having in Kansas City lately. I honestly can't wait to make this again, and we just finished it last week, so I hope you guys enjoyed as well.